touch and feel their watches. Touch and feel their watches. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Episode 3 of Microbrand Marathon. We're just going down the list of names and we're just taking a look together to see what we can come up with as far as the microbrand space goes and what they have to offer. Now, I want to switch things up a little bit. If you guys are interested and if you have experience with a brand that we're going to mention, and in the description, I have the list of names that, are going to come up week to week, the ones that are covered or checked off, just in case you want to check out, what week that watch brand was talked about. But as we go down the list, guys, somebody actually mentioned this to me, and I thought it was a phenomenal idea. So if we're up to a micro brand, for instance, this week we're talking about Spinnaker, we're talking about Traska, Nodus, Brew. If you have a watch in your collection from one of those brands, let me know, and I will send you a link to come up to the stage if you're willing to check it out and talk about it, man. I want some hands-on experience. I want you guys to let me know what your experience is with the brand if you own the watch, right? So if we're talking about a brand, a micro brand that you own, and we get up to that point, I will send a link in the chat for you guys to jump on stage. Dave D, what's going on? One Love family. That sailcloth, man. Trap was all over it. So I released a video today of Vario straps, and he's like, "Where's the sailcloth?" I was like, "Ah, man, I should have ordered the sailcloth. I should have known better. Whoops." But what's going on, Dave D, man? Welcome to the welcome to the program over here, man. We're just gonna go into the micro brands, pretty much, man. That's what we're doing today. Real quick, let me just check some things out as we go along. Okay, that's cool. All right, so let's go straight into it. And again, guys, if you have a watch, now one thing is this, right? Like, I always love people to come up to the stage, but at the end of the day, the whole point of it is, if you own a watch and you want to talk about your experience specifically on the watch that you purchased and or your experience with the brand, that would be the point of it. So just to note that, let me know as we go along. Kicking things off, we're going to start off with Spinnaker. That's where we left off. And before we do that, I got to mention this, man. I'm having a lot of fun doing these lives because I am learning a lot. And I want to give you an example of that. Zelos, right? They're a lot bigger than I thought, man. They're making some actual phenomenal watches, and they actually have some stuff to the higher degree as far as complications, as far as movement goes. And I had no idea. I really thought that Zelos was more of a Seiko equivalent type of brand, but giving you a little bit more details in the quality and everything else. But apparently that's not the case. Apparently they do a lot more than just simple movements and simple builds as far as it goes. DMW is in the building. What's going on, brother, man? I appreciate you checking out that Vario video early on. So also, guys, before we get into the micro brands that we're going to cover today, behind me, I don't know if you could see it. Yeah, there you go. Right there in the middle of the desk. I actually have a micro brand send me in a watch for them to do a review. I'm going to keep it a little bit of a secret. It's going to be a little bit of a mystery, but let's see if you guys can guess what micro brand sent me this watch by the casing alone. Super excited to make some content on that. And of course, let's do a wristwatch check. Let's see what's on wrist. So double wristing today, going back to the roots. I got the AE 1300 mod on wrist on the left, and on the right, I've got the 91W, the F91W. So that watch just put my Apple Watch on notice. One thing has changed with that. Love double wristing with the Apple Watch, but got tired of charging it, to be quite honest with you. So it is prepared. I'm not going to replace it when it needs to be replaced, as far as, getting a new version of it, whether it stops working or whether, how Apple does, after 10 years, they're like, yeah, this watch can't keep up no more. You know how they do. But yeah, true about Zelos, DMW. True about Zelos. Yeah, they're absolutely killing it. And I had no idea to what degree, man. I was really impressed. And it's exactly what I wanted to get out of doing these lives, as far as learning more about it, because I would have never known that. I don't think they're a part of any shows because they're out in Singapore. But pretty impressed with what they got. Dave D says Glycine Airman 42 millimeter collar GMT. Cool. Yeah, I definitely have Glycine. I think I have Glycine on the list. Oh, let me know that too, man. Let me know. Check out the list in the description. Let me know if I'm missing any micro brands. I'm pretty much expanding on it. When I first started, it said like 88 brands, but I actually took that number off because that number is just steadily growing. So check out that list. If there's somebody on there that you would like for me to include on the list, let me know. Rip Saw Joe is in the building. What's going on, brother, man? I appreciate you for stepping in. So anyway, let's get into things. And we're starting off with Spinnaker. Now, what I will say is I'm very familiar with the name. I don't think anyone isn't at this point. I want to say that they have different levels of affordability, different things that they have to offer. I see it on a lot of enthusiast wrists. I don't know much about them beyond that. And that's the reason why we're doing this. Let's take a look at what their collection has to offer for us and see what you guys think and see what you guys say. I'll be going back and forth with the screens. As you guys know, it will take some time for me to do that at this point. So, all right, looking at the rundown, we got automatic GMT, Mega Quartz, and Swiss automatic. So I can already tell you by the look of things, they're going to have a range in pricing, right? Because they do have quartz, whether Mega or not. They do have an automatic, they do have a GMT, and they're offering a Swiss automatic, which we can expect that to be the most expensive for obvious reasons. But let's look at their automatic, and I have no idea what that entails as far as what movements inside of it. I'm going to guess. Let's see the price first. $285. Okay, so super affordable as far as it goes, relative to what else is out there. This one's on sale for $219. We got splashes of colorway. We have this kind of like a lot of dark tone in that. They're matching the date wheels, so that also off rip gives you a plus. They're not including a bracelet on it, so that's where the price is. This one, in fact, does have a bracelet. They're calling this chalk gray. This is the Dumas automatic. This one is sandblasted. And let's scroll down to see what else. 400. We got some more colorways. These are divers, 300 automatic, and then we're jumping up in price. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I like to see, man. I like to see a range in price from micro brands. I really like to see the step in. I like to see the mid tier, and I don't need all three, right? I don't need good, better, best. I like to have a step in. Here you go. Get your feet wet. If you're a new collector and you're not ready for the top specs and stuff like that, because here's the deal. When you start off collecting, you're not going to value that off the bat, not all the time. And I'm not speaking for everyone. Some people will. Some people, that's what entertains them as far as it goes. But, $189 on this guy here, that's very interesting. So let's take a look at that. And we don't have a date wheel on this that matches. We do have an interesting dial. It is a nice green with yellow, a light yellow for that matter. You're seeing a lot of that color play coming into it. I see a lot of oranges. I see a lot of greens. A lot of people are moving forward with those colorways as it goes and as it stands. But specification wise, it says a Japanese automatic 3-hand. Okay, so that's an NH35 if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, I'm not too sure what is the purpose of not just saying flat out what the movement is. That is a little weird. They're offering a bracelet. What else? They're offering many different styles to this. Like I said, a bracelet is there, but let's take a look. Yeah, so there we go. Seiko NH35 automatic. So there you go. That's the step in at a very reasonable, affordable price. I like this. Okay, so it's obviously not going to be a decorated movement because it's an NH35, but they do have a rotor that's custom to their company name, which is nice. I like that. A nice little touch. And again, at a pretty affordable price without bracelet, $189. Let's see if we have an option here. If I click here, this is a $70 plus with bracelet. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Let's go back to their collections and take a look. Let me just make sure you guys are good in chat. Hang on one second. Oh man, I got to remember to take this down. I need a moderator in the baddest way. Let me catch up the chat. Nice Yema. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wifey is in the chat this time. Okay. Wasn't sure she's sitting next to me, but I wasn't sure if she was doing her own thing. She's snickering a little bit. She's trying to make sure that I'm saying watches. You know what I mean? Space G's in the building. What up, Space G? Always a pleasure to see you. HV Watches Gang 845. Could you make your name a little bit longer, please? What's going on, brother? Welcome in. Rip, you guys are going back and forth. Okay. All right, cool. Am I allowed to say I'm wearing my own design? Yo, I'm excited that you even said that in chat, DMW. You are absolutely allowed to say that you are wearing your own design. In fact, that, we got to talk a little bit off camera and get you here on stage and get you set up when you're ready. But I am a kid in the candy shop when it comes to talking about your own model, and obviously we're going to add you to the list of micro brands when the time comes right, man. I listen, you took the cat out the bag. I'm just excited to start talking about it. But your app, come on, dude, you don't have to ask if you're allowed to mention your DMW watch. And in fact, I need you to put one to the side for me because I'm going to probably be your first customer anyway. All right, so let me just make sure chat is good. I'm going to send you one soon, bro. Come on, man. Send it over here, boy. All right, so let's go back into Spinnaker. Now, how do you guys feel about Spinnaker? I didn't see much chat on it, so I'm kind of just going by the wave. How do you guys feel about Spinnaker on a scale from 1 to 5? 5 being you own one, I guess you could say. 1 being it's not for you. You don't like you respect the brand. I think you guys all would respect the brand at the end of the day. And it's just not for you. Let's check out their GMT. And if I had to take a guess, being that they started off with an NH35, this is probably going to be an NH34 collar GMT. Lovely colorways when you step into their GMT. Lovely colorways. A lot of them are appropriate for summertime vibes. A lot of them are risky with this light purple, but maybe it's not too far off, right? You see a lot of brands, a lot of micro brands, a lot of independent brands just playing a lot with vibrant colors and taking that risk as they can with the level of watches that they have. They obviously have that flexibility, but here's the deal, and we're nitpicking here, and that's okay because that's what we're supposed to do. But this is a black date wheel. Now, not mad at the fact that it's not a typical white date wheel. They did go the small mile of making this black. Legibility reasons wise, maybe. But if you would have went with an orange date wheel, like something to match this dial, but then a black number instead of a white, it would have been easier on the eye to see. So debatable if they went black just to make it more. But at the end of the day, I like that it is not white. It is not lazy. It is an effort nonetheless. And let's just confirm exactly what we're talking about. As far as the movement is NH34, there you go. NH34 automatic movement, not mad at that. 21.6 beats. That's what it is. Seiko has opened the doors, and we spoke about this on Travis's live. If you guys haven't, a big shout out to Travis, man. Big shout out to Trap. Always showing me love. Had a lot of fun on his live. We spoke a lot about micro brands on there as well. And we spoke about how I just have a lot of respect for Seiko, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, don't get things misconstrued. When I do talk about Seiko and their shortcomings, if you do catch me saying something like this, it is implied always that I give my respect where respect is due for Seiko as far as doing things like this, like opening up doors for a lot of micro brands like Spinnaker and what we just saw there, right? They're able to put their crazy colorways, their designs, all for these things. Obviously, I'm imagining they're going to pretty much pay attention to the QC and make sure that that's, you could pay attention more to QC when you're producing a lot less watches, right? As you should. It'd be kind of a big letdown if, that wasn't the case. So Space says, Joe, rocking my Joker watch, man. Invicta, I got one of those too, man. You guys seen my Joker? I love that watch. I don't know if it's something similar to what you're rocking on there, Space G, but love that watch. It only comes out on Halloween, though. Unfortunately, it's kind of like that kind of watch. Am I allowed to say we did that? Let's go down. Send you one. Hold on, don't judge. All right, cool. So I don't see anybody who owns a Spinnaker stating so. let's go back to them real quick after we share the screen. And let's take a look into their collection still, because we're not in a rush to move on to the next one. I kind of want to spend some time on these brands. Why is this not working now? Hang on. Let's do this. Let's do that. Hold on. What happened? This is coming up something else. Okay. Hold on. I want to get to that list that we had before. Wow. Hang on one second. All the watches, maybe? No, I want to have that list that I had before. What happened here? Hang on. Technical. Okay, so that was the GMT. What was the price point on that as well? Just to make sure. $490. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty much $500. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're gonna pay. This is a pretty cool design with the two different crowns on there. One probably rotating the internal bezel on that. Of course, they're sticking with the black date wheel. It's a little harsh on this one with the black date wheel. These are lighter colors, a lighter colorway on that. So that one's darker, so that makes sense. But on the lighter colorways, the black date wheel is a little bit, tiny bit of an eyesore. But again, we're nitpicking here. I'm sure these watches are of fine quality, so we're not going to be too mad about that. So what I do want to do is, if I can get this to come up again. Hold on. What's going on today? My God. I just did this. Mega quartz. This is what I want to look at. So 285, 149. So this is definitely their range for stepping into, which is cool. Big watch, it looks like 42 mil, right? What movement are we talking about here is what I'm curious about. Lot less color play as far as it goes for these watches, it looks like. But let's take a look at one of them, starting with, let's go with their most affordable. I'm curious on this. Still a nice looking watch, very big. A lot of dial showing on this one. Specifications, Japanese, again with the Japanese. Tell us the model, like what's going on here. A VK73. I'm pretty sure I didn't even look at chat, but the dad mod probably was all over it, bro. It's a VK. Don't worry about it. Move on. VK73, Mecha Quartz, super accurate, I'm sure. Offering you that chronograph at a very affordable rate. I like the design, man. It's big, it's bold. It's got a lot of detail on it. It's very detailed, but yet it still breathes. I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it. Rugged, elegant. That's pretty much what I would classify this as. And so from there, let's go to their Swiss automatic. Moving up in rank here, 850. Okay, so what are we talking about exactly on these watches? These are very nice. 850. Okay, so we're talking about bronze Swiss automatic. If I have to guess, it's an SW200, right? Because I think that's where it all begins as far as the Swiss affordable, kind of tone. And green colorway, sold out. Okay, so obviously popular if they're sold out on these models. Not necessarily the case. Maybe they didn't make it that many, but still at that price point, people are buying the watches. I see it come up a lot on WRUW. Their bronze are sold out. So a lot of their Swiss watch made movements are sold out. And that's very interesting. And that is something to talk about. Now, I like this. This is, I dare say, Omega-ish. Gives me Omega vibes with that dial. I think some of you would agree. We're talking about, let's see here, black date wheel, 1,000 feet, 300 meters. Okay, automatic. Specifications again with the Swiss automatic, and I guess they just want me to continue to scroll down to find out. Let's see. Do they say specifically which Swiss automatic are they putting into their watches? And I have to change my sensitivity to my scroll because it is a jumper for sure. They don't say it. I don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. I don't know. I'm guessing it's the SW200 though. But lovely watch, man. Lovely watch. You get the bronze, which is really nice. Let's take a look at this. This probably will tell us here. Swiss May 26. Nah, I'm not good for knowing just by looking at it itself, but that's all right. I think we got the point across. The point is that they have different offerings as far as it goes. They have different levels of it. Mike R is in the building. What's going on, brother? Some nice watches on that Spinnaker site. Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely give the stamp of approval for Spinnaker. I think that they have a nice range in what they're offering, not only with price, but with design. They're offering some different materials on the case, so that's always nice. I have a Hall 42, Dave D. Hall 42, great watch. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, so there you go. You got the seal of approval right then and there. Great watches is what I'm seeing in chat. Okay. Dumas. Spinnaker. To choose. All right, so let's move on to the next category that we have going on. Hold on one second. Let's add that to the stage. We're done with that. Traska. Definitely know the name, just like how I definitely know that symbol. That definitely has things fire off. I dare say that they're at the wind up, the what do you call that, watch fairs and stuff like that. I believe I've seen that a lot in the advertisement of it. Gone to one of the shows, I'm pretty sure I saw that. So let's take a look at what they have to offer. Let's go to watches, venture. Let's start there. 720. So off rip, and I haven't gone through the other watches to see what the price point is. Let's fly through that real quick. So 7, we got 6. We've got 5. Okay, guy. We're counting down, I guess. Let's see this. We've got 6. So I guess they float around the $500 to $600 range. A little bit higher than that, of course. I'm just saying in more of a general. They're advertising a quick adjust class. Fair enough. And that is the free dive. So, okay, so let's take a look. Doesn't look like, from my perspective, right, bird's eye view, doesn't look like they have too many options as far as it goes. It looks like they pretty much stick to what they're focused on for. Okay, so we've got a quick adjust push clasp here. That makes sense. It looks like they stick to a design and they probably just hammer it home and make sure that it is not too crazy decorated case back there. That's interesting. So this is a GMT and we're at 720. So perhaps maybe we're talking about a Swiss or a Miyota, obviously. More information, specification. Here we go. Yeah, we're talking about a Miyota 9000 series. So, okay. Miyota 9000 series, 500 feet, 150. Super Loom, automatic, which we said, the dial, Okay, cool. Yeah. So you're getting a nice little case with it. You're getting the quick adjust here for your wrist when it swells up. So that's nice. It looks like it's well done. It looks like it's decorated here. So there's attention to detail. They have their logo engraved on the clasp as it goes. And let's just take a look and pay attention to the details here. So drilled lugs, that's another feature that we're going to get. We're not going to get a matching date wheel. That's, not too bad on this black and white, right? That almost makes sense as it goes. But I like the fact that it's at the 6 o'clock. It's a clean dial. It's very simple. It's very clean. It's to the point. What else is going on here? What is this crown for? Maybe that's for the GMT hand. Probably. That just goes to show you, my level of knowledge. This is why I need you guys in the chat. This, I'm guessing, maybe I could probably read it, but I'm guessing this is for the GMT hand. This is for the regular function on the hour. Simple watch. Let's go back to something else. I didn't see on. Okay, so we got a few options here. Green colorway, light green, of course, a blue face, a yellow, and a typical black. Now, this is we got some more options here. Hang on. So this is a 36. This is a 38. Very fair, very fair. Let's take a look at the 38, which is probably a sweet spot for a lot of people, a lot of wrist out there. I mean, if you have a smaller wrist, maybe you'll go with the 36. But let's take a look at this one. 635. Are we still on the Miyota side of things? Everything else looks the same. Drilled lugs. Just so looks like they're just keeping things simple for their models, right? On the dial, not too many words, not too many things crowding that. Just Traska and the symbol at the 12, automatic at the 6, no date wheel on here. Let's take a look at the specifications, more information. No, it's over here. It's over here. It's over here. It's over here. Miyota again. Okay. Automatic mover. 9,000 series. Fair enough, man. Drilled lugs is something that they're advertising. Fair enough. They're including the clasp as we saw before, keeping things super simple on the case back again. Okay. Okay. I'll be honest with you guys, and I don't have any experience with these guys, so it's something that's like very not from the most experienced point of view when it comes to, you know, dealing with their watches. So I dare to say that it's a little simplistic, and there's value in that. Some people like things more on the simpler side. They kept their dial very simple. Trap Vision 3D's in the building. What's up, brother, man? I appreciate you. James, I appreciate you for focusing on this live. But yes, man, focusing on microbrands is something I'm excited to do. Internal rotation vessel. That's what that's for. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Internal. I thought so, man. I'm like, wait a minute. As I was saying it, Dave D, I was like, most of the time the crown functions everything for a GMT, including the NH35, including the Miyota and the Swiss for that matter. So I thought that there would be a red flag on the play, and Dave D comes out with the sailcloth red flag on the play and calls me out and says, you're a noob, Skylar. Thank you, bro. Internal rotating vessel. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Trap. What's going on, brother, man? I think I said hi. Just making sure I covered all my bases. Let's go back to the company, and we're keeping things simple with them. That's what it looks like. Not mad at that. Miyota movement. That's where we are so far. They're floating around the $500 to $600 range. And again, we went through some of their models and it looked like that's where the range stayed. This one is 580. We're at 34 millimeters as it goes, 34 to 36. So dare I say, maybe this is for the feminine, you know, company, feminine buyers, feminine wrist. You know, some guys have smaller wrists, so, you know, not always the case, but getting a little bit more playful on the dials. We started off with the black dial. These have a range in color. We've got a minty kind of green here. We've got like this very light bronze kind of color. Is probably a better name for it. Copper. Yes. Sandstone yellow. Fair enough. A lot of summertime vibes. Makes sense. I don't know if they just released these colors or released this line, or maybe this is like them saying, hey, this is going to be the commuter line that has a lot of color play in it. Even with their black and silver dials, we've got sunburst, so we're going to have a lot of reflection. We're going to have a lot of play. This almost looks like a porcelain white. Very, very nice, very, very clean, very, very simple. Sticking with the theme of the company, seems like they like the simplicity of it. And I'm not mad at that at all. This is a lovely, lovely green. And I don't know if we looked at the movement on this, but it's probably going to be the same as the last. Yes, Miyota still going to get the bracelet. So this is what they're doing. They're saying, hey, look, we've got watches. Here's the lineup. Here are the dimensions. We keep things simple. We play around with a little bit of color when it comes to the lineup as far as it goes. Yes, yes, no, no. That's basically how it is. They're keeping things very, how do you say, very on track, very, very narrow, very easy. From the commuter, we go to this line. Now we're getting a little bit fancy on the dial. In come the text at the 6. In come some of these markers. In come, you know, a lot of different things. And as Dave D said, we have a second crown on here. So probably for that interning, rotating bezel. I like this. I like that. It's a little different. Got a lot of watches that are your standard diver style where I'm cranking the bezel. So I want to put something like this into my collection that is kind of a diver style. I mean, not necessarily. This is saying 150 meters, but that's 150 meters more than my watch will ever probably see. So at the end of the day, I know I'm getting away with it. You know I'm getting away with it. And again, sticking to the theme for the rest of the watch. Drilled lugs. other than stepping it up a little bit more on the details of the dial, adding the text and a little thin and skinny, so nothing too complicated. They don't add any bold text. We're not doing a 3-liner here. We're pulling the indices closer to the dial. We're getting a little bit more fancier on the hands, and we're having the second hand come all the way out to the track, which is always a big plus for me, right? I always like to see that as well. And I need to find a watch. Maybe I'm looking at it, maybe I'm not. This is a nice Salomon kind of pink, but I need to find a watch like this that has an interning rotating bezel. Why? Because it's fun. That's why. I don't need it, and I just like it. So that's just how it is. Freediver. Let's take a look at the Freediver. So, okay. By the name of the line, it looks like it's going to just be something that you could dive with a little bit deeper if you are a dive person and you're actually taking these watches out there. But everything else, if I am going to guess, is going to be the same as far as it goes. And we'll just take a quick peek at the specifications too. Yeah, so we got a Miyota 9000 series 39, and I'm not keeping track of if it's the exact same Miyota movement. Maybe it is a step up, maybe it's not. I don't know. It is around the same range, so it's giving you a little bit more depth, keeping things a little bit more simpler. However, what is changing, what is attracting my eye, is that 6 o'clock date wheel there. Missed opportunity to go with a black date wheel and a white number on there. I think so. I dare to argue. Gives you a Submariner vibe on that, which we all know I'm not going to be mad at. But yeah, man, nice watch. Again, I think the overall theme here is you're getting a decently built watch. They know that enthusiasts care about drilled lugs because we like that quick strap change. And here's the deal. I like quick release on my straps. I just released a video on Vario about quick release, and that's very nice. But the thing about it is, if you switch that out to a strap that doesn't have a quick release, well, now you're in the middle of having to find a pin for it and everything else. So it is nice to also have drilled lugs on your watch. I do consider that a significant step up for that reason, because if you are swapping out a strap that does not have that function in it, then it's pretty important that you have that ease of access. And let me see if you guys agree with me. If you don't, I'm not sure. Let's take a look at chat. Hit that like button. Thank you, Space G. I appreciate you, big homie G. So let's go from the bottom to the top. It's a small trend, is not a big. It's a smaller. Yeah. That's what I was seeing too, brother. That's what I was seeing too. But you know what? Small watches are coming back strong. They are making and have been making. This is kind of old news as far as it goes. I know you guys are big watch lovers, and I'm not mad at that either. But I think the trend naturally, because for a long time, big watches were in, big watches were a thing that was just fashionable at that time. I think now we're sliding back to more of the smaller end. Definitely watches of 40 millimeters, 39 millimeters, watches that are still somewhat bigger, but I think we're even slipping and sliding down to the smaller end of things to bring it back. And you know, it's a merry-go-round. It's like colors, right? Colors, beige is in, right? Beige is in everybody's kitchen. Then you go to the more modern look. You have the black and white color play that you go with, and then all of a sudden beige comes in. So that's just how it goes with the sizes of watches. That's just, you know, I think that's just how it, you know, naturally flows, ebb and flows. So 30 millimeters is the limit. 38 millimeters is the limit. That's pushing it as far as size. That's fair enough, man. Fair enough. We all have what we like, what we accept. Rip says 38 millimeters. You guys are used to big watches, man. I know it's going to be hard to adjust to something like that, but give it a shot, man. Give it a shot. You never know. All right, so let's go into, I think we're done with them as far as it goes, Trava, if I'm not mistaken. So that was a nice little breakdown from them. Let me just check to make sure I closed the chat. I did. Beautiful. All right, so that was the free dial. Now they're just showing the class. So yeah, guys, like I said, drilled lugs. I never realized how important it is to have that micro adjust on the fly on the wrist until I got my San Martin. It's very nice. I play with that thing a lot. I'm really loving my bracelets right now, even though it's summertime and your wrist is swelling, which can be annoying because you have to find probably something to adjust those pins if it's not something on the fly. And I've been having a lot of fun with their on the fly clasp. It has its definitely shine in the moment. So they get a big plus for having that. Nodus. Who don't know Nodus, man? Nodus is a big dog. Big company. Everybody knows them. I'm definitely familiar with them. Am I very, very, very familiar with them? No. I hear their name a lot. I see a lot of the content being produced out there from them. I do know that they are a part of a lot of the shows. So I know that they're out there. There's somebody to notice and there's somebody to look into. So excuse me, guys. Let's do a little dive deep. And I know they probably have a strong following for sure. For sure. You guys probably also follow them pretty well. Let's see how we're going to break down their watches really quickly. So let's start off with this because I know I've seen this. This was advertised a lot. I believe this was a collaboration with Raven. That's why we see that at the 6 o'clock. This was a big deal, and it looks like it still is because it's sold out. $875. Trail Trekker clay. Is this titanium? I think it's titanium. Let's see what they have to offer for this. And I don't know if this is going to be top of the line for them. I don't know if this is going to be their biggest watch as far as it goes. I think that they are more towards the friendlier side to the price point as it goes. Drilled lugs here. Very nice engraving for the back. Here's the clasp. I think they showed the loom shot before. So a nice clean watch. I do like it. It's very Explorer-esque. It definitely is a watch that I want to put on my wrist and climb a mountain for. I like that crown. It's very grippy. It's very rugged. It matches the theme for the rest. I like the bezel on what they did there, painting it black for the numerals. Flowing into the dial, we have the 6 o'clock date wheel. Very nice. They kept it white. Now, so this is where you need to keep it white. And I know it's very, it's kind of tricky because sometimes we're like, match the date wheel. But see here on the hour indicators, they're white. So you want to continue that flow. So technically speaking, if you're continuing the flow for that, it looks a lot better if you kept that white instead of having it match that gray, if that is a gray, on the dial itself. So notice at the 12 o'clock, I think that's the Raven symbol. I may be wrong on that collaboration. I'm not sure, but I do know that this watch was heavily looked at. And like I said, it still is because it's sold out. Now, let's look at the movement. Okay, they have it specifically 9000 series GMT. Fair enough. Technical specs. Let's take a look at this. 316L surgical stainless steel. So I thought that was titanium, to be honest with you, by the looks of it. That is probably because of just how the finishing is on it, obviously. We're talking about 200 meters. Super Luminova. Olive strap. Okay. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I'm not going to lie. It looks like it has an endorsement from Max. Matter of fact, yes, I specifically remember him posting this on his WRUW. I think this looks like he made a video on it. So definitely backing this brand for sure. And that is interesting. That is very interesting. So let's take a look at, let's start from... Let's see. Oh, let me take a look at chat. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go back and forth. I feel like I'm ignoring you guys to some degree, but I have to jump back and forth. But I think you guys understand that. I think you guys are just going for the ride. I see you guys are just chilling out. So you're right, Dave D. I don't know that small watches were out. I thought that they definitely were always in, man, because there are people that could only rock smaller watches and or prefer to rock a smaller watch. You know what I mean? Our dad's dad, our fathers, that's all that they did, right? They only had one watch in their, it wasn't a collection. It was just the watch. And if they did have a collection, they maybe had 3 watches because it had to have time, place, and manner, right? And I wasn't saying that small watches were out. I was saying that bigger watches, bigger sizes just became so popular. So it felt like smaller watches were out because they just weren't being shown as much. They weren't being, they weren't shouting as loud as the bigger size watches. But definitely, man, nobody could say that it doesn't have a place. It definitely does. So anyway, let's go into I'm just trying to eyeball something that I'm like, oh, I see that a lot. And here we go. This is something that I definitely, these are eye candies, literally, figuratively, and speculatively. Very nice colorways, man. And here's the deal. This is something I'm noticing off rip, what Nodus has done with this. We have the date wheel color match. Very nice. But as I spoke on before, you see how that's a sandwich dial on these models, and they're sold out, so they're phenomenal. I know. You can see, like, I see the effort. Nodus has done a beautiful job. I mean, they've matched that date wheel fantastically, right? Like that's really, really nice. However, the rest of the hour indicators were white, man. So you could have gotten away with a white date wheel as far as it goes. So they're probably like, you guys are never happy. It's a beautiful watch. It's a beautiful colorway. It's something that I've seen often. Of course, we're impressed by the sandwich dial. Of course, we're impressed with the 6 o'clock date wheel. Could have gotten away with a white date wheel on all of these because of all the indicators being of a white color, including this. But I guess we're never happy. That's just how it goes. But nice colorways on this. Sold out on the pink, sold out on the yellow. Baby blue still there. Black. So baby blue is the only one, which is weird because usually blue colorway dials are the most commonly looked at watches as far as it goes. I got to watch my words now with Dave D. Dave D's on me. Summertime vibe, right? So people are probably going with those lighter colors. The black is sold out, so a lot of people just like the black colorway no matter what as it goes. So let's take a look. Drilled lugs, signed crown, very nicely signed crown, if I might add. Can we blow this up? Can we look at this a little bit better? I would like to look at the signed crown. Let's see. I can't, but you guys could see the details on that, right? Am I sharing the screen? Imagine I'm not sharing the screen. Oh my God. Apologies, guys. Yo, you guys are warriors. You stayed here too. I'd have been like, this guy's not sharing nothing. Let's go back to what I was looking at. Sorry, guys. You're probably imagining like, okay, I know the watch he's talking of. All right, so pink, blue, yellow is here, and this is what I was talking about before. Sold out on these. Crown looks amazing as far as signed. Is that signed? Is that a signed crown, or is that just cut out? It looks so deeply enriched as far as it goes. Drilled lugs, very nice. Let's see what are we talking about here on the fly clasp adjustment. Guys, I don't know, man. Should we say that on the fly on a bracelet, right? Is a minimum requirement, man? Is it something like how the date wheel needs to be at the 6 o'clock and it needs to match the dial color when relative as far as it goes? Because again, going back to it, I don't think it was necessary to match the date with the dial on this particular model because it's a sandwich dial and the rest is white. And if you did white on the bottom, it would flow. Boom. Is it also necessary to say that the clasp needs to have that on the fly adjustment nowadays? Because man, oh man, when we talk about having a functional feature and having something that is really necessary, I'm telling you guys right now, my hands swell up big time. My wife notices, she's like, whoa, she's like, your hands are swollen. So my wrist swells and it is necessary. And I find myself adjusting, and it's nice to have the comfort down the road and still rock your bracelet in the summer. Is that a feature that we need all the time, guys? I'm going to say, yeah, man. I'm going to say drilled lugs, date wheel at the 6, match when it's applied, and on the fly and adjustment. Now, let's take a look at what we're talking about as far as the movement goes. Miyota 9000 series premium automatic. Excuse me. Very nice, very nice. And this is the 9015. You guys probably know the movements better than I as far as that goes. Again, my extent of knowledge is NH35, 6, NH38, and 34 GMT. I got that down packed like a mother. But as far as Miyotas, as far as Swiss goes, like I don't know the 9030 to the 9015 to the I got to do my homework, guys. I'm sorry. But what they will advertise is that the accuracy is plus or minus 8 seconds per day. So I have to imagine that's one of their top tier. They're showing you an image on it. There's a lot of pride in having this movement inside their watch. Looks clean as hell. That's a serious rotor. The barrel, is that the barrel? This is the barrel. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess this is one of their top line as far as the movements go. Price point is at $625, so it can't be too crazy expensive as far as it goes. That's a fair number. It's a nice watch. I'm not mad at it at all, and that's the one that I've seen probably the most. We're not going to spend too much time on the other watches, but we will take a look at their GMT and see what that does to the price. Let's see what it does to the colorway. Let's see what it does to the brand as a whole. And I'm just peering over here. So now we're talking about close to $1,000. We're at $825. It is a GMT. Are we talking about a Swiss-made GMT? Are we talking about still a Miyota? I don't know. Is there a lot of detail? Is it a beautiful GMT as it is? It is. And take a look at that date wheel. I like that. Okay. Bravo. So match the dial, but then, right, they matched the number color to the splash of yellow for the GMT hand and the text. They're highlighting this especially because it's a beautiful loom shot. That's a nice, vibrant blue color on the dial, on the hands, on the hour markers, but it also is a fashionable aperture at the 6 o'clock on this. And it's all in the devil's in the details, guys. That 22 matches that GMT hand and matches that text on there. Well done, Nodus. I noticed that. You guys noticed that. And I'm pretty happy about that. So flyer style GMT 9075. Yes, I think that is justified as far as the price goes. I think that would be now considered a true GMT as far as it's stated. So let me see if you guys are saying anything on chat. Maybe you're just along for the ride. Maybe you're just enjoying the ridiculous banter that I'm having with myself. Let me check chat, and we're going to start from price between NH and Salida too. Man, JP knows his stuff, man. I need you, man. I need you. I think next time what I'm going to do, and I mentioned this early on, so I'm going to mention it again for you guys who just came in after the fact. Next time, and on the descriptions as we do this, I'm mentioning the brands that I'm going to get to next. And if you guys have those watches, let me know ahead of time. Message me on WatchCrunch. Say, Skylar, I see you're going to hit Brew next. Using this as an example, right? We're on Nodus. Next, we're going to Brew. Say, I know you're going to Brew. You're going to a couple of companies. I have a lot of experience. I have the watch. I would love it if you guys actually have one of their watches. This way we can spend some time talking specifically about the model that you have. So just keep that in mind, guys. Let me go back to, let me go, JP, Cotton Candy. Yeah, definitely cotton candy vibe for that other Nodus watch, brother. Okay, so going back to it, they're showing off the movement on here. They're showing off the loom over there. It's a nice watch. And again, they're displaying that crown as far as it goes. Let me just make sure I'm sharing the screen. They're displaying that crown as far as it goes. I like that crown. I like it. It's grippy. You do feel that on the hand. And I get a better shot of that signed crown, and it's very marvelous. But I like that kind of crown. It's very, very grippy, very easy to grip. I do notice a difference when the crown is super small and it doesn't have grip like that. It is annoying. Matter of fact, my San Martin, actually, is it my San Martin? I think it's my San Martin where the crown is a little small, and I noticed the difference. is that going to make me not want the watch? No, you know, it's just nice. We have to nitpick as we move up and as we mature as collectors. We have to go into the details of things because that's where we're going to notice. So white black model there. Is this like an aventurine type of deal here? No, it's just texture in the dial, but still very, very, very nice. I like it, man. I like it. I know there's probably more to speak on as that's a nice case back there. That's a nice case back. I like that. That is a in motion type of feel. And we saw that on the first model that we looked at, man. So they're paying attention to their engravings for their case back. I really think that this one's a home run. It makes sense. It's a GMT. Here's the plane. Here's the plane in motion. If you're a traveler, a true traveler, and you need to keep track of things, here you go. This represents that. So very, very nice. Very, very nice. Worth mentioning. A lot of loom on this bezel. A lot of loom throughout the hour markers on the hands. Love it. 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 Yeah, this is a nice watch. Boom. Passport. There you go. They're really hammering it home. Pilot classes there. Very, very nice watch. Not mad at that at all. $825, is it worth it? I'd say so. If you're really a traveler, especially, and you need something to assist you and give you that, you know, type of tracking and everything else, it's worth it. It's worth it. Now, let's take a look at sector deep, sector dive. So the dive is probably more of like a regular thing. This is probably, let's go into this. This looks all souped up. And I think I've seen this. Yeah, I've definitely seen this watch. Let's see what we're talking about exactly. $599. Okay. Nothing crazy in price. This is something different that we see for the hour wheel as far as it goes. The hour hand rather. Deep 500. Let's see exactly. 500 meters. 500 meters. For $599, $600, $650. Wow. Okay. You have my interest. Again, paying attention to that date wheel. I already know that this watch has drilled lugs. I can already put my money on that. I know we're talking probably about a Miyota. Like, notice I'm getting to know you, man. I'm getting to feel you. I'm getting to understand what we're talking about. And I want to touch and feel your watches. My wife looked at me. Let's see here. Movement. Seiko TMI NH35 movement. Okay, so what we're doing here, so they mentioned the TMI, and I don't think that's too much information. I think that means that it's coming directly from the Seiko manufacturing as far as it goes. DMW, you will know that. Actually, a lot of you guys would probably know this. I think that's what that means. You're getting an actual Seiko movement product as it is. We'll take a peek at chat when you guys have a chance to answer to that. But what the focus is on the design. And that's what exactly micro brands are allowed to do. They're allowed to stretch their wings. They're allowed to flex a little bit. They're allowed to get bold and shake things up. Hang on one second. A yellow, a light baby blue, a white. Very, very nice. At the 6 o'clock, the aperture is a regular cutout. They do match the dial as it goes. I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking that they're slapping this bracelet on all of their watches because they're very proud of it. I'm guessing here that they probably did something a little innovative as far as it goes for their bracelet. Let's see here. They're assembled in Los Angeles. It's nice to know. They're probably also regulating the movements to a certain degree. So there's a lot of value going into this company. Some of which I'm speculating here. You guys will be able to correct me, I hope. We took a look at the movement already. Let's take a look back at things. $599. So there's a difference in color as it stands. That's sold out. Yeah, man. I get it. I like the green text on that one. Red text. I get it. I get how Nodus is moving on this. Now, that was the sector deep. Let's look at the sector dive. And there's probably a difference in the price. $475. Let's take a look. 100 meters. So like how I said prior, it probably has less as far as that goes. And it does. A little bit different on the bracelet. They decided to go a different direction. Maybe the other bracelet fits. I don't know. The crown is enlarged. Very interesting there. The bezel is kind of muted. It's kind of muted. It's kind of simple. You're still getting drilled lugs. You're still getting the signed crown. They played a little bit with the case back here. It's a nice deep and dark red. That's very nice. I like that. And they're giving you two options as far as the bezel goes. Okay. So something a little bit more simple. Nothing too crazy on that. Let's see what you guys are saying. I just want to check. TMI is China or Thailand. Okay. Okay. Just telling you where it's being made. SI is made in Singapore. Got you. Love you guys, man. Thank you for the education. I appreciate it. Got you. I like the perlage on the side of the case back. I totally, yes. Very nice. Anything with the navy bezel. What's that? Anything with navy blue dial and yellow bezel? I'm not sure. I'm kind of like all over the place, and it's hard for me to get the chats as I'm streamlining it. But we got a pilot watch and we got a sports model left. What else are there? I don't think I took a look at this. Is this like their step-in? Very vibrant blue. It's standalone. No, it's not their step-in. We're talking about $700, so not too far from the first watch that we saw. What's the deal? What's the story? Let's learn more. Waffle dial, big bold hands, 6 o'clock date, matching the dial color. They well, obviously you have to go white as far as the numbers go. If you went black, you just wouldn't see those numbers at all whatsoever. This is clean, man. This is super clean. Instead of the 3 o'clock, we got the 4 o'clock for the crown, H-link bracelet. So a little bit, I think that's different from the other one that we saw. Am I mistaken? And that's just the same bracelet that we've been seeing, but they've got that clasp there. Very, very nice. Let's look at what this has to be. This has to be, what do you call it? A higher caliber of movement. Yeah. It just has to be movement. Here we go. Yeah. So there you go. 9015. Okay. Very nice. And it's a standalone model. So it looks like they're very, proud of this model. It looks like it's something that they just wanted to put out there and really run with it. So I like that model as well. Let's take a look at the Sector Sport. I've seen this watch a lot too. This watch I have seen. H-link bracelet, 475. I'm guessing we're just talking about, what's the dive on this? 100 meters. So more of like an explorer type vibe. Movement, probably this is an NH38, no date. Okay, fair enough. I'm not mad at that. 475. Okay, all right, hold on. Before we and of course, with me saying this, I've backed Venezianico and their NH35 movement because of all the other details. So I want to be fair here, and I want to take a look at the whole picture before I open my mouth. So this is, okay, so the dial has depth. They went that way. They have applied numbers on here. They have applied markers. That's very nice. The crown is big and bold, very easy to move around. This is definitely a sports watch, gives you a sport vibe. What else can we say here? Drilled lugs. I think that is like a bare minimum for them. I don't think they're messing without drilled lugs, which is nice. Yeah, drilled lugs, side crown. Same thing there. Yeah, man, it's justifiable. It's what am I talking about? 475 is really not that bad for an NH35 at all, especially when you have a level of detail here, especially when you have a bracelet that is going to have that quick adjust, if I'm not mistaken here. I want to say that the clasp is probably theirs. I don't know. Maybe it's something that they heavily focused on as far as it goes. Do they show it here? They don't flex it here. But I'm gonna guess to say that it has it. I don't know. Maybe not. But let me see if I could find something on that. Crown, glass. I mean, anti-reflect, sapphire. It's got to be sapphire. Super loan bracelet. Aha! Proprietary Nodus TM clasp. There we go. There we go. So we're going to expect that clasp on every single one of their bracelets. And I kind of figured because they were showing that a lot. So super cool, man. Super cool. I wonder if, wow, they're really, okay. That's clean. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see the, oh man, that's super clean. Super detailed as far. They spent some time on this. Good for them. Good for them. No, they're definitely on my radar for that. They're definitely on my radar for that. They're definitely on my radar for a lot of the different colorways. Nodus is a nice company, man. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I want to take a closer look. I want to pick up their watch. I want to take a look at it, inspect it. It's very, very nice. We'll see what you guys are saying in chat. The loom reminds me of a Panerai. Yeah, the loom is super clean, bro. Loom is super clean. Seiko instrument. Okay, you're just giving me. Yeah, the loom is super clean. The watches are super clean as well, man. Like they really did a good job as far as the designs go. I'm very, very impressed with all of that. I'm very impressed with their class as they're showing there. So, you know, very nice stuff. Let me see, what time are we going? We're on an hour now. Let's go into Brew and then we'll stop things there. Let me know what you guys now. Brew, we all know, and dare I say, let me put myself on stage here. Remove this. So Brew, everybody knows their name. I would think. I think so. Saw them at the show. Everybody and their mother was at the point where they were showing the watch that they're showing straight up on their website, right? The first watch they showcase, which is the is it the Espresso? I want to say it's the Espresso. A lot of people have talked about that. A lot of people are interested to see that in person. A lot of people picked up that watch and have that watch in their collection. So I'm excited to actually look at their watches. I'm excited to in particularly see that one. Designed and crafted in New York City. That's also really cool, right? I always want to rep NYC as far as it goes. I still will be fair in my analysis, right? You definitely have my attention when you're talking about it being a New York company, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give you all of, you know, the credit just because of that. I'm going to just take a look. You have my attention. That watch in particular, super popular. A lot of people have it. A lot of people wanted to see it. I was at the booth and I had to wait for that bad boy, you know. A lot of people were interested in seeing that watch in particular. So let's take a look at that. Yeah, Nodus is on fire. I roll with Nodus. Okay, cool. Good to know, guys. Good to know, guys. You guys are endorsing Nodus. I definitely want to get to see them a little bit more in details for sure. And we'll take a look. So one more category we're going to go with here with Brew as far as the review goes, and then we'll end things there and we'll pick things back up with Nivada. So Brew, let's take a look. This is the first thing that you're hit with as far as the watches go. Hang on, I'm just going in between. This is the most popular watch, of course. We have a date wheel that it's in between. What is that? Is that in between 4 and 5? Yeah, that's in between 4 and 5. That's black date wheel to match the black dial. Very crisp, very clean, a lot of colorways. I'm guessing this is a colorway to represent an espresso machine as it goes. I'm just firing things off here, guys. So they're advertising a lot of people that interviewed and talked to since. Very nice. Okay. All right, so let's look at shop. Designs. How do I shop over this? Okay, so right there you're met with that design. I don't know. Espresso, is that it? No, that's the retro Espresso. Hang on. Bear with me here. Trying to get there. Retro Espresso. It's got to be right in my. Let's just start from the top, shall we? Okay, so a lot of square, a lot of integrated design on the bracelet. 495 Kurono is going to be a quartz watch, right? Obviously, let's see specifications: sapphire diameter, this and that, full VK68. Yeah, so there you go. That is a cool design. I really want to see what everybody wants to see as far as it goes. Hang on, gallery, Shop. Okay, it's shop. All right, let's just click here, right? Duh. Retro dial metric. Yeah, this is the watch. Yes. Okay, so this is I'm guessing their most popular watch. Again, when I was at the show, everybody was lined up and everybody was right behind this watch and wanted to see it. Let's see what's going on exactly. This is a chrono, as it is. So it's another quartz movement. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? When we're talking about what it allows you to have and everything else. I like the dimensions. Very, very vintagey feel to it. Very playful with the colors. I like the arrangement on the dial. Can we get into this? Let's see. Okay. So 2 sub dials here. We have loom in between. We have loom plots. We have the date wheel, like I said here, matching it, and we have a splash of color breaking it up here. A lot of detail in this watch, man. I'm impressed. Integrated bracelet. We got a little detail here on the crown. The pushers look like your typical pushers. They look clean. We've got a brushed throughout. We have some division as far as it goes here. Not bad, man. Not bad. I'm guessing this part is polished to play with the brush. Then we have some division here, like a chamfer back to the brush. Okay, yeah, not bad. Very vintagey feel. Very clean watch. Not mad at it at all. I could see the attraction to it at the very least. It doesn't really scream for me to put it 70s style right there. So okay, that makes sense. But it's a nice watch. It's very, very clean. Let's look at the specifications again. 36, 41.5. It's a thin watch. Typical 20 millimeter lug, sapphire crystal. Of course, 316, stainless steel, brush polish, obviously, fold over clasp. Now, do they have an image of the clasp, right? Let's take a look at this. So you have some micro adjustments, but they're your typical adjustments. It doesn't look like it's on the fly. Don't look like they have drilled lugs unless this is a release here. I'm not sure. Is this the release? No, that's not the release. This is the release. This is a screw. Yeah. So okay. Now what's the depth rating on this? 50 meters. So this is okay. So this is like your typical dress watch. They want you to put this on. They want you to dress up with this. And they want you to, you could get away with a casual look with this for sure, but you can also dress up with it. So I get where we're going now. I'm getting the idea. I'm getting the flow. I'm getting the vibe, at least from them, right? This one is a black and gold play. Very nice. Same style. Now, do they step away from that style, or is it mainly right now with that? Let's see. I think that was the same. This is actually the watch that I could have done from originally. Let's look at this. All right. So it looks like they're just running with the original design, giving you different versions of it, which, okay. I'm going to be a little harsh. Sorry. And you're from New York, so you should be used to, getting it how it is. You got to give us something different, man. You got to stretch your legs a little. This is going to get played out. It's going to get played out quick if it hasn't been already, respectfully. I think as a micro brand, if you're looking at somebody like Studio Underdog, right? He could have ran with that first design, right? And he didn't. He gave us something else. He went back into the watch. This one's a little different. Okay. Eat your words, Skylar. Little different, but still a square. All right, still a chronograph, probably the same movement. I don't know. But yes, listen, I'm still going to stick by what I said, man. You have to give us a little bit more as far as stretching yourself out. I don't know what that looks like, and I'm not mad at what you are offering us already. I'm somewhat interested in that first model that they did very well with. This is all right. This is not me, though. This is definitely not me. Let's see. Just taking a look, guys, at the different watches that they have. Hang on one second. Okay. This is that. Yeah, I'm going to have to say that this is cool. Okay. This is definitely a retro theme. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I probably would have stuck that with the bracelets still, but this is very, very cool. Very Pac-Man-ish. Very, one of those old classic games. Very, very nice. So that gives you a tip towards the right direction because it steps away a little bit from that square design. It is still like a rectangle and square, but a little bit different from that one that made them very popular. And it has a nice little, thing towards it. So that was probably what I was looking for from before. What I was saying, is that the 8-bit? Yeah, it's the 8-bit. And this is the first one that I looked at. And this is the chocolate brown. Yeah, man, they got to give us something. They got to give us something that's a little bit different. That's my take on it. I don't know, man. Maybe you guys have more information on them and more, as it goes. Like you have not. All right, so let me see what you guys are saying on chat on it. Not my Flavor Flav. Yep. I'm not sure about Brew. Yeah, so DMW. The only thing I know about Brew is that first one that we looked at that I know is super popular, and I know a lot of people know about that as well. So, I feel like they got to give us something of a little bit of a wow factor. I spoke about how Studio Underdog didn't just run with that watermelon. Yes, he came out with different colorways with it. He stuck with it for a while, but then he gave us that 3D kind of effect watch to it. So showing and flexing a little bit more of his design capabilities and stuff like that, which I really like. And even when he went with the same designs as far as it goes for the watermelon, he made stuff limited edition. He did special things with the watches. There's certain things that he tied into as far as elaborating on that specific model, right? If you go to the events, you get the pizza watch, you get the access code for it and stuff like that. So there is a little playfulness with it, even when he's sticking with the same thing. But that's my take on it. Unless I'm in Scotland and I'm headed off now. Yeah, no problem, man. Listen, we're past the hour. We got to get off here. I stretched it a little bit just to touch up on Brew. Next time we're looking at Nivada. Then we're going down the line to Serica. We're going to hit Monta as a brand. So those are some of the names that we're going to touch on next week or whenever we decide to do this again. I appreciate you guys for stepping in. If you missed it, I actually got a watch in the mail today. This is a Microbrand. Let me know if you can guess who the brand is. I'm going to do a review video for them. Very, very excited. Very appreciative for being looked at as far as it goes and being able to do a review on it. The watch is getting sent back, so either way you would get my honest review on it. But let me know if you guys can guess what's in the I just gave it away. It has their logo on here, babe. Yo, it's like I just produced bloopers, man. I almost made it. I almost made it. I don't know if you guys saw the company, but I think I ruined it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate all your love and support and everybody who's giving me the information as we go along for these Microbrand breakdowns. We're taking a bird's eye view look on it. We're getting into things, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I appreciate everybody who tags along. Of course, we're going to end things off as we like to do. It all started with a watch. No matter how you like to collect and no matter how you like to go along in your journey, you are welcome on this channel, as you should be, and in this community. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.